Okay, welcome again. LST Newspaper Review. This morning I have two gentlemen that have joined me to look at the pages of the newspapers. The first person is Comrade Imandi Ezanago. Comrade Imandi Ezanago is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Imandi.
Good morning.
Okay, I also have Chidubem Ezekwe. Chidubem is also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Chidubem.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's look at the stories trending in our website this morning before we get to the papers. Soludo swears in newly elected Anambra Local Government Council Chairman. Anambra State ESCO approves contract for more infrastructural projects. And then Anambra State government taxed Urum community on peaceful conduct ahead President General election. Anambra State Assembly confirms board members of the State Civil Service Commission. These are many more are the stories you find trending in our website this morning. Okay, yes, you may have one or two things to say, Imandi, from the stories coming from our website.
Yeah, I want to start with the last story, the conferment of board of directors of the Civil Service Commission. Our Civil Service Commission in Anambra State is so exceptional. Starting from the past administration down to this present administration, it has been progress all through. Now, I also want to urge these new directors to ensure that we have good working environment in this civil service. They should work together with the commissioners, the PAM secretaries, to ensure that the workers in these different ministries of the civil service bring out their best, to give the best to the society, to give the best to their ministries, to give the best to the government, and to give the best to the environment where they are meant to work. That they should ensure that this lackadaisical attitude of some civil servants in some ministries is being monitored, checked, and then some, should I say, disciplinary measures should be given to civil servants that will not do their job well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Only just recently, was it last Saturday, 28th of September, election was carried out in the state, local government election was carried out in the state, and just yesterday, the governor of Soludo swears in newly elected Anambra local government chairman. What do you expect from the mayors, the newly elected mayors?
All right. The beauty of democracy, the beauty of government of the people, by the people, and for the people is dividends of democracy, egalitarianism, and social equality. And, of course, for a month of Sundays, people have been clamoring that there should be local government autonomy, and the Supreme Court judgment was categorically clear on that. And right now, it has been accomplished. So, to the newly elected local government chairman, the newly elected mayors, there is nothing much to be said other than be scrupulous, be diligent, be vivacious, and do your job. Do your job. Do what is expected of you, and so help you God. That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's now look at the papers. We have a Daily Times, Punch, Vanguard, the Daily Independent, The Nation, Daily Trust, Tribune, and then Blueprint. Let's start with the Daily Times. Insecurity. CDS Musa kicks against hiring of military contractors. Like we saw that yesterday, where Ali Ndume was asking Tinubu, that's the president, to hire mercenaries to fight insurgents in Nigeria. And now CDS Musa kicks against that. Let's see if he has any reason for that. It says hiring military contractors who aggravate insecurity in Nigeria. Okay. And then list reasons why fight against terrorist bandits has dragged for years. Let's leave that story until we'll come back. Tax reform, federal government malls are changing FIRS to NRS, okay, as Tinubu forwards tax reforms bill to National Assembly. Okay, we're coming back to that story. Other stories coming from Daily Times. Chetima commissions Enugu fashion garment hub, gift MSME participants 10 million naira support. Okay, Nigerian universities on brink of shutting down due to funding. This is coming from ASU. ASU issues 14-day ultimatum to federal government over unresolved issues. Wahala here and there. Okay, let's move on to Punch. The Punch newspaper, crude for loans, NNPCL votes 8 million naira, 8 million barrels monthly for $8.8 billion debt. Report. Okay, the writer there says the firm repays $2.61 billion, owes $6.25 billion as Nigeria loses 264 million crude barrels to theft orders. Who are the thieves? Is the question. Okay, 10 million 10 million reparates. I don't really get. Okay. Reparates 180 Nigerians stranded in Libya. Okay. That's the story all about Punch story. Let's look at Vanguard newspaper. Minimum wage. Disquiet as federal government makes selective payment. Why? Labour leaders say government insensitive to suffering of workers. Workers lament hardship. Many sleep in offices, trek to work due to high transport costs. Delay affecting productivity. This is coming from NAT. Varsity workers worst hit. This is coming from SANU. Okay, and then down here, reps to AGF expedite trials of persons in prolonged detention. While other stories coming from here say, cut to VIO orders, you have no power to seize vehicles, impose fines. This is going to VIOs, those of you that I see in front of this place. Okay, PDP, APC protest reverse local government elections. Okay. Any other story of interest? No. Okay, gentlemen, let's start talking before we look at the rest of the papers. Yes, like I said, that yesterday we saw Ndume asking the federal government, asking Tinubu, not just the federal government, to employ mercenaries to fight insecurities. We have been doing that over years. And it does appear we're not achieving anything, though the Tinubu in his speech said that he is making progress, that he has been able to decimate over 300 terrorists and bandits, even their commanders. Okay, but though the work is not finished. But here, the call for mercenaries is being tackled by the CDM, Musa, who said that will aggravate the situation. Do you agree with him?
Yes. Yes, it will aggravate the situation. But first, before we talk about hiring of mercenaries, I want to ask what happens, or rather what has happened to the previous funds being released to the military to purchase ammunition to fight insecurity. That is the first question. It's always in the budget, getting these ammunition to fight insecurity in the country, and the funds should be released before 4-6 months in the year. Another funds will be released to fight insecurity. Before you know what's happening, another funds will be released to fight insecurity. At the end of the day, you hear that the people, the bandits or the headsmen, that their weapons was more than what the military have to fight the bandits. That is the first place we should look at before talking about hiring mercenaries.
Okay, so you don't agree with the hiring of mercenary?
No,
so,
no.
Chidubem.
Okay.
Do you agree that we should hire mercenaries to fight terrorism and bandits in this country?
Okay. How do I respond to that? Okay. Over time, Nigeria is 64 years old. 64 years old. That means Nigeria, compared to a psychosomatic physiognomy, will be sexagenarian. Now, what hurts the most? The fact that every year, every day, every year, every time, we keep repeating the same story. We keep saying the same thing. Oh, some bandits were caught. Oh, they have been pardoned. Oh, they have repented. Oh, this, that. Before you know it, they change their stage name, their baptismal name, from what we have heard to what we are still hearing. Hiring those people to fight banditry is not a bad idea, but it is what leads to hiring them. The issues surrounding it. Will they really do the job? Will they really do it? What is the assurance that they will do the job? And security challenges is not even something that should be taken lightly. It's not something that should be discussed like that. You understand? It's something that should be handled swiftly. Something that is supposed to be handled abruptly. So, in as much as I don't completely agree or I don't completely disagree, the only thing I will say is that it is funny to me because we have heard all these stories over time and there is no positive change. Okay. We just believe that this time something different will happen.
Okay, thank you. Let's look at what is happening in the Citadel of Learning. Nigerian universities on brink of shutting down due to funding. This is coming from ASU. And then we'll merge it with ASU issues 14-day ultimatum to federal government over unresolved issues. Are you aware?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
You know, this ASU has become a natural phenomenon that every year we tend to see strike. The last strike before this 14 days ultimatum notice, I think it lasted up for more than up to 6 months. Then around between 2014 or 2015, ASU strike lasted up to 9 months. It has become a reoccurring event that before a complete 1 year or a year and 6 months, we must hear of ASU strike. What is this? The federal government will give their proposals, ASU will bring their proposals, they will reach to an agreement. Now, the agreement will be, okay, ASU, go back to classrooms. This is within this period, we will do this and we'll do that. ASU will adhere to their own agreement by going back to the classroom. At the end of the day, the federal government will disappoint them. It has become, in fact, it is a slap in our educational sector that we cannot stay for a complete 4 year and at the end of the day without hearing of ASU strike. Let this issue be resolved once and for all. So that
what are the issues? Because I had one a lecturer here, I think it was 2 days ago, and I was asking him, how come you go on strike because you want this monitoring television to be changed? And then you are convinced, okay, go back to work. After staying about 3 or 4 months after they asked you to go back to work, we're going to change this. So why don't you ask them, insist they change it before you go, because they have done that to you once, twice, not 4, not 5 times.
Yes.
Okay, once you get back, nothing happens again, and then you come back for strike again. Has it become part of the curriculum of the university? That's is strike part of the curriculum now? Maybe very soon it will become a course. You'll be reading a strike in the university. You know, it's annoying. If you know what you want, you go for it. Insist on getting it.
That is what I said.
But this time around,
the federal government has this habit. It's in them of bridging contracts. Apart from federal government and ASU, whatever thing, any agreement between the federal government or any institution or parastatal or whatever thing, federal government has this habit of bridging. So it is part of them. It is in fact, it is one of the characteristics of the federal government. Bridging contract, even federal government and the state government agreement, the federal government will always breach. I don't know. I don't know why it is that way. I can't just tell.
Okay. So let's move on. Or you have something to add?
Okay. As to strike, if you read the history of Nigeria, if you peruse the pericopes of the history of Nigeria, you discover that strike has been existing since 1979, 1980, 1981. Just like you said, it is becoming a recurring decimal. Every year there will be strike. The one that took place last year, I think, last year, or was it last 2 years? Last year, from 14th of February to 14th of October. And at the end of the day, we keep, just like what I said earlier, we keep hearing the same story. Oh, it has been resolved, it has been resolved, it has been resolved, it has been resolved. The only thing I can deduce from all these things, the only thing I can draw, the only conclusion and asseveration I can draw from here is that the government of the day attaches little or no value to the educational system. The power sector of Nigeria went on strike, and within hours it was resolved. So why can't these things be resolved once and for all? You see them saying, oh, it's the agreement of 2013 when President Jonathan was in office. It's the agreement that is the issue of salary scale, the IPPIS and the UTAS, all those things. And they still can't resolve it. Strike. The glory of federal universities, because it is the federal universities that are mostly at the receiving end of all this imbroglio and saga. So the glory of the federal universities is just hanging. And people are beginning to run away from federal universities. It's a pity.
Okay. Well, minimum wage, despite as federal government makes selective payments, I think this is where that concerns everybody now, because it does appear that he's trying to lay a very bad precedent for the state government to take, because all the while the state government were saying that they won't be able to pay minimum wage, okay, but they have money to throw around. And now that the federal government has started being selective about the payments, so what do you expect from the state? We all attend the same market, we face the same hardship, so why should you earn more than I am if we are at the same level? Most times I work more than you, and then you earn more than I do.
Coming to the selective aspect, I don't have much information in that area. Maybe there are some people that, or should I say, maybe with time, everybody will be paid. That's at the federal level. Now, coming to the state level, I said it here, that there is no state in this country that will say that they will not be able, or that they can't pay the 70,000 naira minimum wage to their state civil servants. No state in this country can say that. We are talking about, even I think Kogi was one of them, but we keep hearing the issue that the former governor of Kogi State is having with EFCC. All this money, all these billions and billions of naira. And we know that these civil servants are the engine room of productivity of the state IGR. Because every civil servant pays tax, but not every businessman in the state pays tax. In some states, their IGR in a month is enough to pay this 70,000 naira minimum wage. Now, coming to the selective aspect, let's give little time to know if the issue will be handled, to know if other people will be credited with the new minimum wage.
Okay, let's move on now to other papers. Daily Independent is the next paper. This morning, Varsity on verge of shutting down over hardship as to lament. We've seen that story. We're going to get something different from the writers. Says most universities pay 300 million naira for electricity monthly. 300 million naira for electricity monthly, ABBA. And then government only gives a paltry 50 million naira for overhead monthly. Imagine. ASUP gives federal government 2 weeks over pending demands. Okay, and here I have this other story. PDP protests Rivers local government poll. urges Fubara RCX to obey court order. Federal government commits more resources to tackle terrorism and banditry. This is coming from the minister. NAPTEP releases June-July 2024 in-school MBC/NTC results. 65.34% of candidates obtains 5 credits in English and Maths. 64%. Oh, okay. Yeah, down here, fighting terrorism, engaging military contractors, not an option. CDS, because some people have decided to use this as business. So you want to go and cut short their businesses. Otherwise, when they say military contractors, I wonder whether they understand what that means. These mercenaries are just fighting for money. Pay me and show me what to do. They clear it in weeks, if not in days. Okay? So they know what they are saying. LP NAS caucus asked Soludo not to circumvent local government financial autonomy. Gunmen killed 2 police officers in Anambra. Court bars VIO from stopping confiscating vehicles. Tinubu mounts orders investigation into Niger boat mishap. Where is he? Where is the president?
He's on leave.
Okay. He's on leave at Lagos or
UK.
Abuja. Okay, UK. Okay, he's morning in UK. All right. The Nation newspaper is our next paper this morning. Change now or be neutralized. Tinubu warns bandits and terrorists. With the writer there, Nigeria is hard hit by regional insecurity. Way out of Sahel region crisis by Sultan. Federal government disburses 150,000 naira grants to small business owners. Where? Is it the one that was given to them in Enugu? Okay, Shetima, Tinubu to fix infrastructure gaps. And then, all right, it's not the same story. New CBN Forest a plan to reduce naira speculation. Wow. More hardship on the way. A Daily Trust, federal government targets more revenue from taxes as Tinubu sends 4 bills to National Assembly. Yeah, Daily Trust, thank you. And then the writers say to rename FILRs, harmonize states, local governments levies, capture cryptocurrency, and then government looting for money. Government looking for money. This is coming from an economist. Okay. Okay, Economist could be the paper, the magazine. Court stops VIO from stopping, impounding vehicles, and then fining motorists. Senate to amend Northwest Southeast Development Commissions Act. FCT police arrest 4 kidnappers, recover arms. And Tinubu urges terrorists to surrender. I think we have seen that story. Let's look at Tribune now. Nigerian Tribune is the next paper to review. Tinubu to terrorists, bandits, surrender or face renewed military onslaught. Okay, thank you. And then any other story of interest? Tinubu asked NAS to repeal. We have seen that story. Nigeria plunked into hopeless state. We have seen that story coming from ASU. Blueprint is the last paper this morning. And what does it have? Okay, thank you. Surrender now or face brutal end like your leaders. Are you begging them? They have been disturbing the state for over nearly 20 years. They are begging them to surrender. Give them a fight for their life. Anxiety as Israel strikes heart of Beirut. Iranian President Pezeshkian defiant. Okay. Any other story of interest? None. Okay, gentlemen, let's get talking again as we are running short of time. What do I want us to look at now? We have looked at virtually all the stories, and then apart from this revenue issue, you heard that 4 bills were were sent to the National Assembly for financial to review our tax and the revenue collection in Nigeria. So now that they want to, face FIRS and then establish a new one, do you suspect any sinister act?
You know, the federal government and the FIRS has something that they are not telling Nigerians. That is what I believe.
Oh, okay.
And changing the nomenclature will not change the corruption in the system. So the corruption is there. What Nigerians are not seeing what these taxpayers' money are being used in this country. Just as the other headline was saying that federal government to give about 250,000 naira to SMEs and all that is not enough. What about the patronage? At the end of the day, after empowering them in this poor economy, if you want to patronize, you call China, you go to China, whereas Nigeria has everything that China is giving to Nigeria. Nigerians, we have all of them here. Is it steel? Is it gold? Or whatever thing? Is it? We have good contracting. We have good companies that can work so well on our roads, that can work so well in our refineries, that can work so well in any government institution. At the end of the day, what happens? They tell us that that they are going on negotiation with China and all that. So the FIRS and the federal government, there is something that they are not telling us. I believe that with time, it will give us the truth will unveil. I will know the main reason why the nomenclature wants to be changed, and why the one or two departments in that FIRS wants to be merged to Nigerian Revenue Service.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we look at this VIO case, let's go to Rivers State. Chidubem, what's going on in Rivers? Conflicting court orders. Conflicting court orders, do election, don't do election, you know, and a whole lot of things. What do you think is going to play out tomorrow when they want to have their local government election?
Well, like I always say, the democracy that we preach, the democracy that we pontificate about, in most cases, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is only penciled down and not practiced. The last time I was here, I said something about the worst thing happening to any person is after being in office, trying to put another person in office. That is it. Then when there is a disagreement, when there is a quagmire, what happens? The both sides, and when two elephants fight, the ground suffers. It is unfortunate that what is happening in River State is happening. You see a lot of videos. Camp A will say their own, Camp B will say their own. The governor is trying to maintain his base. The FCT minister is trying to maintain his base. They are fighting over the state structure.
Where is his base? Abuja or Rivers?
That's why I use the word base. Base that any of them believe. You know, anybody can say that this is my base, but it may not necessarily be his base, you understand? So that's why I use the word base. But let's see how it plays out. But let us note this. Everything happening in River State, the two parties are in one way or the other responsible. Nobody's innocent. They are as a result of the monsters they made. That's it. It's unfortunate that the masses are the receiving end. Pity.
Well, the Fubara is being warned not to flout court orders tomorrow. That is an existing court order stopping him from going on with the election. The Fubara said the election must hold. So what do you expect is going to be the outcome tomorrow?
He has already declared yesterday and today public holiday.
Yes.
Against tomorrow's election. One thing that I want to say is that Wike should allow Fubara function. You know, Fubara was his accountant general when he was the governor of Rivers State. Are you
begging Wike to allow an executive governor in charge of his state to function?
It's not a matter of begging. It's a matter of trying to influence the activities of Rivers State. And if you watch, for over 1 year now that Fubara became the governor, there is no concrete development in Rivers State. Because when there is no peace in a state, there will never be development. No development, there will be no development, and there will not be progress. So, flaunting the court order this, court order that. Fubara has his own, Wike has his own. The election should go on. This election should go on. Wike tried fighting Fubara through the House of Assembly. At the end of the day,
should go on when there's a court order.
Hold on, ma.
So we have become Banana Republic. Nobody obeys the law again.
Not.
Of course, I don't want you to ask me why would another court give what do you call it? Court order when you know that there's an existing court order.
The existing court order is the court order of the federal government, ordered by the Supreme Court, that every state should conduct the local government election within a period of 90 days. And the Supreme
that
Court,
one was adjournment. We're looking at the court order restricting this election. On
what grounds? That is what we have to look at. On what ground is that court order restricting the election? To me, it is in politics. It is called shopping. I believe that it was shopped because
it was shopped. Let's apart from the show of shame that judiciary is beaten in this country, especially when it comes to elections. Let's look at the role of political parties. What is PDP doing? Who is the chairman of PDP? Damagon or what? What is he doing? I've not heard any statement from him. Or whose camp is he? How can you be there watching and your house is burning and you're not saying anything? Is it
from the national chairman? What about even the National Working Committee? I believe that in this case, that Wike is even stronger than them. But it is not supposed to be so. By now, Wike should have been suspended from the party.
Wike is stronger than a political party.
That is politics for you.
Okay.
And you know that in this when this kind of cases come up, that bags exchange hands and the rest of them, at the end of the day, you start to wonder what is happening without knowing that behind closed doors that Ghana Must Go bags has exchanged hands. That is it.
You know, sometimes when these things happen, you'll be wondering, are there no more stakeholders? Are there no more men of integrity in this country? Okay, but this time around, in a political party. But just last night, I read a post in XM. Oh, okay. In X, I wanted to call it Twitter, as usual. In X, what this guy, Ikenga Imo, wrote concerning what's going on in Rivers State. I'm going to read it out to you because it's becoming annoying, as if there's nobody in the house. The big umbrella is now battling to survive the hold of a mere political errand man for an APC agent because of the silence of PDP leaders in standing up to APC errand men in our party. Remember, I'm quoting somebody. Have you noticed that as pro-Wike APC agents parading as PDP members are fighting a futile battle against the PDP government in Rivers State, including undermining PDP participation in the election? There is one voice that has gone silent and refused to speak up, and that is the APC-backed imposter called Damagon, parading as PDP chairman and the usurper of the North Central slot of PDP chairmanship. Damagon can't speak because his master and pro-Wike group have him under political lock and key. So even if Rivers is going to sink, let it sink as long as it serves the interest of the pro-Wike group. No matter whatever they do, no shaking. This is coming from Ikenga. It's a long script. Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere. I think he's a member of
Federal Reps.
He's a member of the Federal House of Representatives and he's a member of PDP too,
yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So if people are speaking up like this and calling out Wike and his supporters, can't Wike go on suspension or expulsion from PDP? What is happening to the National Working Committee of PDP?
Okay.
You want to come in there?
Yes,
again?
yes.
Okay.
There is something I always tell people when I speak. The worst thing that will happen to you as a compos mentis homo sapien, as a human being, is to eat something that will prevent you from speaking your mind when the time comes. To eat something that will prevent you from saying the truth when the time comes. That is what is happening to them. Did they tell you they don't know the truth? Did they say they don't know what to say? They know what to say. But due to the fact that they have committed themselves to something, and they have even committed themselves to something that is coming, something that continues ad infinitum, something that continues to come, they can't say anything. You see, if the system is not changed, if there is no amelioration of the system, even if you put a cent to operate with that system, that cent will fail. What am I trying to insinuate?
The system is
national chairman,
people that are supposed to talk are not talking.
That's
why we are. They
have eaten something. They have eaten something. There is something they ate somewhere and is preventing them to talk. That means they are seeing what are they go committed. That is the meaning. They illegal something. So what they have downed, what they have ingested, what they have gourmandized has made them embrace taciturnity. It has made them embrace silence, ignominious silence, to say the least. Okay. That is why, to talk, they will remember, hey, if I say this thing now, the money I collected, hey, they will expose me.
So we don't have statement again. We don't have statement in this country.
Has changed hands. It is a norm. It has become a norm in this political class that it's changes. And okay, what about the president? Yes, the president is the #1 citizen of this country. The River State is under your care, so even though you are the president. And I know that a few months ago, the president was trying to bring in peace between Wike and Fubara. At the end of the day, what happened? So we've not gotten any peace in River State. And I don't know the interest of the president in this area, because when it comes to the allocations and IGR, River State is one of the top 5 that gives good IGR. So this is where you have to bring lasting peace, so that there will be democracy of dividends, progress, and continuity in River State. Without this peace, there will be no. At the end of 4 years, Fubara will not be able to do anything, because the funds he will use to do 1 or 2 things in River State, he will use it to fight for peace.
If it's not working, he doesn't want to
work. Or to consolidate himself in power.
You understand? If the money is available and he wants to work, he will still be working and fighting. That is it. He become a Zionist. Okay, and then what happened here during the Ngige era? He was fighting. And then he was working. The 3 years he had, he was able to change the face of Anambra State, even when he was fighting with his godfathers. So it's not going to be an excuse for Fubara if he actually knows what to do. I'd like to thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this morning. It has been a very interesting one, though it's weekend, but it's as hot as Monday edition. Okay, thank you, Comrade Emandi Ezdenago. Thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and then Chidubem Ezekwe. Thank you for coming too.
Thank you for having me. Okay. Thank you.
All right, this is why we're doing the cutting on the newspaper review. This week's edition, press review returns Monday next week. My name is Tijama. God bless you, but don't forget that we are moving to the other side of the pond to have some discussions on very important issue. Today is World Teachers Day. Is that what they call it? So come and tell me why you are a teacher I am not. Okay, see you then.